Okay, so this is an introduction to logarithms. All right. Now I want to show the relationship between logarithms and indices. Okay. If we look at this expression here, a to the power n equals x. A is the base, okay, which is usually represented by a number. N is the exponent or the power, and x is the value. All right. This is for indices here. Now, if we look at the logarithm side here, okay, you have the logarithm here. Then you can see the base is the small letter written here, this log a. This is also the base. Okay, our value here, x, is here. And the exponent is represented here at the end. Okay. So there's a relationship between indices and logarithms. Okay. Remember, an index is how many times you multiply a number. Okay. So if you say 3 to the power 2, it means you're multiplying 3 times. Now, a logarithm is how many times you multiply a number by itself to get a certain number. Okay, how many times I'm multiplying a number by itself to get a certain number. Let me illustrate this here. Okay, as we said, let me write this. For example, here we have 4 to the power 2. Okay, so according to indices, 4 to the power 2 is the same as 4 times 4, which is 16. Okay, an indices, this is just how many times you're multiplying a number. Since it's to the power 2, that's why we're multiplying 4 twice. All right. Now this same here, this same expression here, 4 to the power 2. Okay, let me just put it this. Let me just remove this part here. Let me put it like this. 4 to the power 2 equals 16. We can express this in logarithm format. Okay. Remember, this 2 is the exponent, this 4 is the base, and this 16 is the value. So if we write this in terms of logarithms, you're going to say log, you're going to write the base. The base is 4, okay? So you're going to say log 4, okay? Then you're going to bring the value there, here, 16 here, log 4, 16 equals 2, okay? This 4 squared equals 16 can be written in terms of logarithms like this. Log 4, 16 equals 2. As I said earlier on, an indices is how many times you multiply a number by itself. Okay? Logarithms, how many times you multiply a number by itself to get a certain number. So here basically we're saying if we multiply 4 by itself 2 times, we are going to get 16. Okay, how many times you need to multiply a number by itself to get a certain value? Okay, so here the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is so I'm going to show you first how we can convert indices to logarithms and also vice versa, logarithms to indices. Okay, so let me show how we can converting oh I can type this out. Yes, so here we're going to put converting indices to logarithms. Okay, so for example, you might be given this expression here again. Let's say 5 to the power 2. 5 to the power 2, the same as saying 25. Okay, this can be written in log form. Okay, remember when you're writing it in logarithm form, All right. The base, 5 is the base here. So the base will come here. So you put log base 5. Okay. Then this 25 is the value. So it's the one that's going to put, you're going to put here. Log base 5, 25 equals 2. Okay. That's how you can write this expression in terms of logarithms. Okay. Yes. Let's say, for example, we have 2 to the power 3 here. 2 to the power 3, that gives us 8. We can write this in logarithm form. You say log, okay. Remember, in this case here, 2 is the base. So with the logarithms, we're going to put 2 as the base here. 8 is the value, the number that you're looking for, or is the answer, is the result of the multiplication here. So you're going to put here this equals 3. Okay, so you're multiplying 2 by itself 3 times in order to get 8. Okay, yes. Now, I'm going to show you how to convert logarithms to indices. Converting logarithms to indices. Okay. So, for example, you can have log 5, 125 equals 3. Okay. So we want to convert this into index format. All right. So remember, you just do this. Remember a logarithm, you're saying we're multiplying 5 by itself 3 times. So you're going to say 5 to the power 3, which is going to give us this value of 25, 125. Okay. You can also write here again log 749 equals 2. We convert this into index form. Okay, so remember 7 is the base. You're saying you're multiplying 7 by itself 2 times in order to get 49. So just saying 7 squared equals 49. Okay, colleagues, this is how you convert logs to indices and indices to logs. Just remember this diagram here, okay? And remember the meanings. For indices, the base is just the number that you're raising to a power. With logarithms, you see the base is the number which is written as a small subscript. All right. The exponent with indices is the power that you've raised to. With logarithms, as you can see, the exponent is put as the result or as the answer. Okay. Then your value. Okay. When you raise a certain number to a certain power and you get that value, in terms of logarithms, that value is attached with the base. Okay, as you can see, here the value was 16. Okay, here the value is 16, value 16. The exponent is 2. Also here the exponent 2. The base is 4, and you can see here the base is 4.